なあ、いらっしゃい。
Hello. Been waiting for Patreon to pay me out all day so I can treat myself to some lunch, but they're taking forever to do it. I've been waiting since the morning. Sometimes this happens with Patreon. Sometimes you get paid out by now, other times it takes until like 5. I had plans to go to the game center today and take a little staycation, but they have not paid me yet, for one thing, and then also, their internet is out. So I don't know what they're doing over there. Their business kind of ceases to function when the internet doesn't work, so in a way, it's a blessing in disguise that I didn't get paid out early, because I would have went over there and just wouldn't have had anything to do, because you kind of can't run a game center without internet. So I wanted to try to make some different builds on this, in case I have ideas for a couple more videos, and then I'm gonna play something else. Got a little brainstorming last night before I went to bed. I pretty much am done with this game, though. I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to do. Pretty much just just grind for the sake of grind. The progression in this game is all kinds of messed up. Really easy to get like the best stuffs, but by the time you get all the facilities maxed out, it's like there's nothing left to do. I already have max of all the best elements in the game, so I can't really do a whole lot. Progression in this game definitely feels very rushed. It's like they didn't put a lot of thought into it. They gate it so much, but at the same time, you can just get the best stuff, like, with minimal effort. That's cool.
またのお越しを。
Sometimes Patreon is very unreliable. They take like a really long time to pay you out. I'm kind of glad they did this month because I wouldn't have been able to do anything over there anyway. The internet's down over there, so greatly limits what you can do. They probably don't feel like making a new Tokiden as profitable because Monster Hunter's back on consoles. It's really weird how you have to make your weapon perfect the first time. If you mess it up, that weapon is permanently screwed up. I definitely have screwed up some weapons before in this game. Kind of weird design with a lot of things in this game. It's like, okay, if I make one wrong choice on a weapon, I make a mistake, then that weapon is junk. You can't fix it. Like, you can disassemble it, but the problem is, like, the best thing to get in the game is blank 8-slot weapons, because you can put anything on them. So even though you can get your materials back, the materials aren't the problem. The problem is getting another 8-slot weapon. Because the progression in this game is so messed up. You'll always have max of the best materials. Like, that's not a problem at all. It's just getting the 8-star weapons. Not 8-star, but 8-slot weapons is like what you really need. I think it's very backwards that they don't let you, change them. Like, you can only hold 20. I already have max, so... like, the only thing I get from disassembling at this point is just money. Yeah, this game needs a lot of polish. It feels really, really poorly designed. They don't really have a lot of reason to play anymore, because I can already max out everything so easily. I mean, you saw me just make, like, 2 endgame weapons with, like, no effort at all. It's ridiculously easy to make them. They pretty much just put the same thing on everybody. Doesn't take a lot of thought to make them. It's mostly just because the customization in this game is not very interesting. I haven't tried Sandayu yet, so I'm gonna make him a weapon. Well, I basically will have tried out all the good movesets in the game. And move on at that point. I don't think they will patch this by the time that it comes out in English, though. That's the thing. I think this is still going to be a very unpolished and what feels like an unfinished game. I don't have a lot of faith in them to actually fix the problems with this game before it comes out globally. It would be nice if they did, but I just don't see it happening. See? Best in slot weapon right there in like 45 seconds. It takes no effort at all. It's so easy to get broken strong in this game, but they want you to grind like a really long time, and just to unlock the Citadel mode stuff, and it's like by the time you do, you've already broken the game. And that's kind of the problem with how this game is designed. The amount of grinding they want you to do and like how much there actually is to grind for, there's such a big conflict there. I really don't get why it's designed the way it is. I really don't have anything to grind for. I can already make the best weapons. I can already max anybody out with like 0 effort just by pushing some buttons in a menu, but I'm nowhere near done grinding, and that just makes no sense to me. It's like the people designing the story and the people designing the progression system, like, never talk to each other. They never looked at what they were doing in the office. It's just, like, completely at odds with each other, and it's really weird. They want you to keep grinding, but I can already make the best stuff in the game in literal seconds. I have all of it mostly maxed out. But they want you to play through the story, like, to its maximum. Do, like, everything in it, but by that point you can already make busted stuff, so it's like... what's the point? There's no real way they can fix that either, that's the problem. You're always going to power creep the rest of the stuff in the game, just because of how it's designed. You get busted strong in this with, like, no effort.
またのお越しを。
今日はいかがなさいますか?
Like, I maxed this out, so I could just make somebody level 45 with max proficiency. Dude, Patreon is taking forever to pay me out. I'm starving. I want to order some food and pick up some stuff for the channel. But I have to wait until they pay me out. It's a bummer. Well, yeah, the rare weapons are not worth it either. They're junk. They're just like Orochi 4. They seem cool in practice, but they're worse than the weapons I just made with, like, no effort. Very poorly balanced game.
Imagawa との戦いに勝利した信長は 三河伊東の攻略を盟友の家康に託し
There's no point in playing the clones at all. The clones are literally useless.
美の斎藤家の本拠
Unless one of the clones happens to have the best moveset out of that family, there's no reason to use them. They're just a waste of space. I mean, clones are always a waste of space, but especially in this game, they really are just legit useless.
一丁手柄を立ててくるか。
一緒にやるか、昔みてえによ。
It's another part of the game that's very poorly balanced, poorly designed. The skill tree is mostly useless. It's just stats. Feels like this game was really rushed. Like, they had, like, a really good idea with it. And trying to, like, breathe some new life into a franchise that had kind of gotten stagnant. But they weren't given enough time and resources to actually fulfill their vision. So, it's like what's there is decent, but the problems with this game are so obvious and blatant. And they can really dampen your enjoyment. I don't think the game had development hell. I think it was the opposite. It was rushed. And they weren't really given any money to make it, so... That's why stuff like this feels like it's just kind of there. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't just get this stuff from leveling up. It looks nice, the presentation of it is nice, but the stats you get on it are junk. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious this game had a very small dev cycle. Like, they crapped this game out fast. The fact that it's as decent as it is, despite that, is pretty impressive. But you don't have to play this game for long to see what's wrong with it. That's kind of the issue. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see, like, what's wrong with this game.
稲葉山城攻略がため一夜で城を作るつくづくたまげた発想だ。だが悪くねえ。
東の砦から資材を運んでこねえと。桃地の兄貴も準備しといてくれよな。
Oh, I'm positive they do, yes. That's painfully obvious at this point.
味方本体が来る手はずだ。
It's painfully obvious that that's the case.
本陣は決して明け渡すなよ。
Which makes sense, those games make way more money than this does. Than the mainline games do at this point. Doesn't make sense to divert a lot of resources to something that's not going to make anywhere near as much money.
怪しい奴ら撃ち取ってくれる。
It's just as somebody who's been around since the beginning, it can be pretty depressing to see how things are right now.
そこのお前ら。
Like, you can't really expect any kind of quality out of a mainline game anymore. Pretty much expect it to be bad. Or just lacking, like this game is. You don't expect to get a quality product anymore.
味方本陣の北側を制し前線を上げりゃ楽に事を運べそうだが
来たな織田の雑魚どもさっさと対処しろよ半兵衛
たくさんの資材をどこに運んで怪しいな撃てる手は撃っておこう
来たな二打兵半兵衛殿の見立て通り者ども奴らを止めよう
奴ら本陣を攻めてきたか落とされちゃまずい何としても守るぞ斎藤の軍師殿竹中半兵衛だっけかあいつね的確に泣きどころをついてきやがれもし半兵衛みたいなやつが隣にいたらかなり頼もしいんだろうな武功一ついただきだ
振るはなんだか
救援コン
どうにか敵は退けたがこのまま本陣の守備に徹し続けてもしょうがねえさっさと城を完成させちまうぞ一人でも多く 築城に当たらせるんだ。
今のうちに北に布陣する奴らを蹴散らしてさっさと前線を押し上げねえとな。
どんどん行くぞ、どんどん。
よし、これで物資が楽に運べるだろう。
開門。
ファイト。待ちくたびれたぞ。やられたか。仕方ねえ、もう一度だ。敵将討ち取ったり。
悔しい。ここまでか。おいらの出番だ。
感服つかまつったり。
どんどん行くぞ、どんどん。
ファイト。
I'm starving. They need to pay me out soon. I'm pretty hungry. I'm not gonna be streaming for long unless they take like another 2 hours to pay me.
貴様らの思い通りにはさせるわ。
Freaking devour some Five Guys. Sure as hell need that.
待ちくたびれたぜ。
よっしゃ。
Food.
もう一暴れしてやるぜ。
何度も邪魔しやがって。懲りねえ奴らで生涯は覗かねえとな。
なんと素晴らしき戦果よ。
I don't really like this moveset much.
生涯は覗かねえとな。
Feels clunky. Like most of the movesets in this game. Always. Oh well, he's ready for a video if I keep playing this game, which I probably won't. I've got some other stuff coming down the pipeline in a couple days, so probably gonna focus on that. Make what I can with this. The grinding I've done, just wait. Maybe they'll fix this game. I definitely wish the progression was more interesting. That would give me a reason to keep playing, but most of it is just stat boosts. So stat boosts don't get me to keep playing a grindy game. Stat boosts are like some of the most boring things you can get in these kinds of games. There's nothing that really changes the mechanics, which I think would be really fun. That's what I was kind of expecting when they said that this was going to have skill trees, but skill trees very rarely give you anything you couldn't get from just like leveling up. It's weird to have the leveling up and the skill trees, when it's like the skill trees don't really offer anything interesting. Definitely does feel like they put the skill trees in at like the last minute, just to make it seem like this game has more to it when it really doesn't. Because I've definitely seen way better skill trees than this in my time. Like, stuff that actually makes you want to keep playing.
う相手ではなかったか。
That's just how this game is, though. I mean, I'm kind of understanding how it works the more I play it. It's like, if you like story, I think this game will deliver a lot. But if you like standard Musou stuff, like the grinding and like having a lot of unique movesets and having things to grind for in general, this game is very, very lacking. But if you only care about the story, I think this game is fine. Because the way this game is structured is by the time you finish the story, you can already max everything out, and there's no real reason to play anymore. You've already played all the movesets to death at that point. I know, the progression in this game just feels very amateurish. It's not stuff that makes you want to keep playing, and it's too easy to break it. Just make, like, the most broken stuff with, like, no effort. They could have easily just put like a couple like unique mechanics on like the rare weapons and stuff, and you know, if you maxed out the skill trees, you got like some mechanic changing stuff, and that would have made it a lot more interesting to play this for long periods of time. But as it is now, by the time you've beaten the story once, you pretty much can just get everything. It's like no effort. They have had it added endgame stuff in patches before in like previous games, so I mean maybe that will happen here, but I don't know. I kind of have to judge this game on how it is now instead of how it might be months down the line. It's just a very lacking game. What they have is, and the game is fun to play, but there's not a lot of meat to it. And I think the grind is the way it is to kind of like mask the fact that there's not really a lot to this game underneath the surface. What you get at surface level is like literally all there is. I mean, if you're fine with that, this game is fine, but it's not exactly hard to play better Musou games than this on the cheap. You can get other Musou games for like $20 at GameStop.
半兵衛殿に言えば城南方は守備が薄いとならばそこより攻めいらん。南北から一気に来たな。攻撃から城を守らねえと急いで戻るぞ。手柄はもらった。オイラこそ
I don't think they will do an ultimate for this. I think it's likely they're just going to move on to the next game. But that depends on another number of factors: the critical reception, the sales figures. But I mean, I don't even know if the sales figures matter because they're making a Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, and most people don't really like that game, so I don't see what the point of that is. It's really hard to tell what they'll do with this game. I think this game has a lot of potential. It's just the way it is now. It's really hard to tell if it's going to be worth $60 for you. Depends on what you value the most in games: gameplay, story, or they just like something you can grind on and get a lot of game time out of it. I think it's going to vary for everybody. This game really does not have a lot of replay value. It's actually very lacking in replay value. It's the Samurai Warriors 5.
僕に勝てたら考えてあげてもいいけど、やるね。なかなかの暴れっぷりだ。
お褒めに預かり光栄だ。オイラの力たっぷり味わえ。
Hey, they finally paid me out. They finally paid me out. Let's go.
考えさせて。
おう、待ってるからな、半兵衛。
秀吉め、本当に城を
Only
建てる
took
とは
like
な。
all morning. All morning and half the afternoon for them to pay me out. Oh yeah.
信長
I'm
様
gonna
の
order
愛
some
着まで
food.
なんとか持ちこたえたか。
I am sure hungry.
よし、ここからさらに張り切るぞ。
Oh, I'm definitely going to be using Cheat Engine 2. Full disclosure. I've suffered enough on this game's soul-crushing grind already. There is no reason for me to not use Cheat Engine. Especially if they, like, patch this game and make it better by then. There is a chance that they'll do, like, maybe one patch before it comes out globally. I'm kind of, like, assuming that they will, so... I don't know. I don't think this game is worth $60 unless you're really into the story. It's a very padded out game. It's very obvious, and like the padding doesn't even make sense. I can already break the game with like the most busted weapons, and it takes like seconds to make them. But they still want me to grind to max out this They still want me to grind to max out this castle, and it's like, well, I don't really need to max it out. I could already just trivialize the game on chaos with, like, no effort. I feel like the grind is just there to say that this game has more content when it really doesn't. If you care about the narrative, this game is probably worth $60 because there's a metric ass ton of story, but if you value gameplay and progression and having fun things to grind for, this game is extremely lacking. And that's just how it is. It's a fun game in small doses, yes, but when you're trying to, like, make content for it, this game is a nightmare. This is a very, very rough game to make content for because there's so much grinding. And it's not really fun grinding either because you're always forced to play as crap characters or clones, or both. Or you're forced to play as the protagonist for, like, really long periods of time. They don't do a good job maintaining your interest in this game. There's a number of reasons for that. The first is the clones, obviously. That's the most obvious way that this game kind of fails in keeping you interested and engaged, but the progression is a big problem too. There's nothing interesting in the skill trees, the weapons don't have anything interesting either, so, I mean, that's pretty much all the customization there is. Yeah, that's why I don't like how story-oriented like the mainline Muso games are becoming. Because we've been through the story like 800 times at this point. I would like them to focus on gameplay more. Give me well put together movesets and just cut characters if you can't make them unique. Things like that. I don't need 80 hours of story. 80 hours of story will actively, like, turn me away. If you give me, like, actual fun movesets and good progression, I'll play for a long time. But if your game has nothing but story, then it's really hard for me to care. And I'm kind of reaching that point with Samurai Warriors 5. And I'm sorry for how pissed off I was getting. The game is it's very frustrating to play as a content creator. You guys probably won't get as pissed off playing it, but it can be, even if you're playing it casually, it can be a very soul-crushing game to play because, you know, you put resources into a character and then they're gone for half the game, and they just give you Nobunaga or Mitsuhide and like a bunch of clones. That's what I really hated the first time playing it. I put resources into characters that were gone for like 80% of the game. So it was essentially wasted, especially since the Citadel mode is gated behind the story mode. So I had no reason to put resources into them. The characters will just disappear for like half the game with no warning at all. If you like that moveset, or you like that character in general, or you just thought that they would stick around, there's no guarantee that they will. They can just leave for really long periods of time. It feels like Berserk Muso, but worse. Berserk Muso was the same way. Berserk Muso was like, just play his guts for like 20 hours. And we'll give you the option to play as one character for like a short period of time, but then they're gone again, and you're back to guts. No, I haven't touched Scarlet Nexus yet. I'm probably going to look into that next. I really don't have much to do with Samurai Warriors 5. I mostly just make a couple videos for the movesets, and that's really it. There's not really much else to do. I've kind of really seen all it has to offer. I played it for a little bit, but I was so busy with Samurai Warriors 5, I just didn't have time. Now I've got more time, but then, I don't know, what else is really coming out this month? I think it's better than Samurai Warriors 4. I think the combat is better in some ways, but it's also worse in a lot of ways, too. The fact that the officers have random hyper armor, and they tech out of everything, it just makes you want to spam the R1s. It doesn't really feel satisfying to fight officers anymore, because you either just kill them instantly with the R1s, or you try to fight them with skill, but then the game doesn't let you because they tech out of combos. Anybody that has moves that launch them into the air, they suck. They're trash because they tech out of. That's why the Naginata doesn't work. Anything focused on juggling in that game just stops working past easy mode. So that's another reason why I'm getting kind of like burnt out on it. For like a technical player like me that likes to really push the mechanics to the limit, there's like not really much in that game. It's mostly just stack a bunch of damage and spam your R1s. That just kills everything. There's no like skill with the combo system anymore because they just walk out of it all the time. You can't really play the game skillfully. It's fun in its own way for sure, but for like a technical Muso game, it doesn't offer much. Yeah, Samurai Warriors 5 is very shallow too. It's weird how to like actually enjoy the combo system. You have to play it on easy with no damage items. Why is that? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like if I actually want to have fun with the combat, I have to play it on easy. Because on easy they tech out. They tech out like way less. So I applied for a key for this. I did get this on PS4, but the frame rate was making me feel very uncomfortable. So I'm hoping they hook me up with a key for this, but it's kind of up in the air at this point. This is probably the next thing I'll be doing after I'm done with Samurai Warriors, which I pretty much already am. If I spent a couple hours yesterday recording some videos. I need to upload all those and then like Just do a couple more of the movesets, and I think I'm just done with that game. There's not really anything else for me to really do with it. See, a lot of this stuff I already have on Switch, so I'm not really going to buy those. They run fine on the Switch. Kind of wanted to try Hellsinker. I hear this game is really long, though, so I'm not sure if I'll like it. I don't really like long arcade-based games. If you can get it under an hour, I'm very interested. If it's more than an hour, I'm like, that game needs to be the best thing ever. It's $5 though, so I think I'll try this too. This game has been in early access forever. It looks really cool. I might give this a shot too. I heard the combat in this game sucked. I was like kind of interested in this, but I played through the Dragon Ball Z story like 80 times at this point, and it doesn't seem like it has much to offer mechanically. The price is right, it's down to $20, but I don't know how much I'd really like it. Seems like the combat has like nothing to offer me. There's like nothing good to buy, is there? This is what happens when you know exactly what the good games are and the kinds of genres you like. You run out of shit to buy. I pretty much have been spending like under $40 to $30 on Steam sales. The past couple of Steam sales, I've spent like no money. Because I actually try to buy things I actually want to play. I don't just buy random stuff. I try to buy things that I actually will I'll at least try. I definitely have bought some duds during Steam sales, but I'm not the kind of person that drops like... I don't drop like $200 on a Steam sale. I haven't really liked the Yakuza games. I tried to get into them. There's just way too much story, and the combat doesn't really feel good to me. I've tried a bunch of those games. I just don't like them. They talk way too much. The cutscenes are like really excessive, and the combat's not really that great either. Let me see what's on Switch. Maybe there's something on there. Hold on. Oops, hold on. I got like my passwords and stuff on the tabs. I need to get rid of all that first. I don't want you guys knowing my Pizza Hut password. It's confidential information. And get rid of all the personal stuff first. Alright, we're good to go. Don't want people ordering pizzas, sending them to me, making me pay for them. Alright. I'm very excited for Metroid Dread. I'm very excited for that game. I hope it turns out good. I'm kind of like on the fence about it because it's outsourced. They outsourced it to Mercury Steam again, but I hope it'll be better than the last one. I heard the Metroid 2 remake on the 3DS was like not that great, so I hope this is going to be a good game, but it's very hard to tell. Ninja Turtles I'm excited for, obviously. I don't care about No More Heroes 3. I don't really like those games that much. Darius Burst comes out. Huh. That's going to get steeply discounted, though. I don't know if I'd really play that right away. It's been slim pickings on Switch, huh? There's like been nothing really interesting coming out. Mostly just random stuff. Blaster Master 3 I'll probably get, but I need to put some time into beating 2. Because I like all the Inti Creates games. They're all really solid. They make some of the best retro-inspired games in the business. I'm really excited for Gunvolt 3, but that got pushed back to next year. I'm a little bit disappointed in that, but hopefully they're gonna make it better than the last two. Like, Gunvolt has always had, like, really bad, obvious problems with its gameplay mechanics, just like Samurai Warriors 5. I'm hoping the third one is going to nail it, but it's really hard to tell from what little they've shown. I had the most fun with 2 when I just got the Charge Buster. The thing that just mimics the Mega Buster, and you could just charge shot things. The game was a lot more fun when I did that, and just started ignoring all the scoring mechanics. Because scoring in those games is legit boring. I've always found it weird how they've made, like, a couple games in the Gunvolt series, and the scoring is like the worst way to play them. It's more fun to just go through the levels fast. It takes more skill to do that. Because when you try to score in those games, you have to stop so much, and it just completely breaks the flow and the pacing. So I'm interested to see how the melee character is going to be. They're actually going to nail it this time. Less standing around and holding buttons down just to actually get points. I think scoring in those games is legit boring. Speedrun-wise, they're very fun games, but, like, scoring, it doesn't make sense. To have a super fast-paced, really agile character, but then to make points in the game, you have to stop, like, every 2 seconds. I definitely like scoring in some games, but in Gunvolt, no, not at all. Those games completely miss the mark on how to like make a fast-paced scoring game. Oh, there's nothing good in here either. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back to my other scene, and I'm gonna order lunch. I'm gonna order lunch, and I'm gonna buy a package on Pinnacle of Combat. There's like nothing else really coming out this month that I won't have to pay for anyway, so it seems like I'm gonna get a copy of East 9, a review key for it. So yeah, I need to privately order my lunch, and I think I'll stream myself doing some stuff on Pinnacle of Combat. The summer drought has started, basically. They tried to put out, like, every game in June, and now, like, there's not really anything happening until September and October. That's when the game release schedule gets, like, really crazy. But right now, it's just, like, nothing. Which is fine. I definitely really struggled last month buying all those games for one, and then covering them all was really hard on me. So I'm cool with a month where I don't really have to do or spend much. I could just chill out. I've got New Genesis and Pinnacle of Combat to play, so I think game wise I'll be fine. Oops. Alright, the food is ordered, so I'm gonna stream until it gets here. Probably just play like random stuff. But I gotta get the Pinnacle of Combat stuff too, so just give me a second here. I obviously can't show myself doing any of this because it's, payment stuff, but I'm gonna buy a package on Pinnacle of Combat. Just a cheap one. It's like a $15 one that will give me like 10 loot boxes. That's about all I want to spend right now. Alright, food ordered, and now I'm gonna get that cash package. Just give me a little bit here. I'll open it on stream. The rest of the money I'm just gonna put towards probably like non-channel stuff, or I'll grab a couple things off the sale. There's not really anything I want though. There's no must-haves. I've already kind of bought all the cool stuff on Steam. The kinds of games I like anyway. I really don't spend much on Steam sales anymore. Yeah, well, last month there was tons of stuff, and it was like, as a content creator, it was very hard for me to keep up. But this month is pretty barren, and it's looking like I won't have to pay for any of the stuff I was going to get in the first place. So I'm liking that part. Last month was crazy expensive to run this channel, like ridiculously expensive. Because I'm probably going to get a key for East 9, and then Samurai Warriors 5 I will too, so I won't really have to play that. I won't have to pay for that either. Okay, I'm almost done here. Just give me a second. There was one other thing I wanted to buy on here, and I'm just like drawing a blank. I don't remember what it is. Oh yeah, the card. The weekly card. I'm playing Pinnacle of Combat a lot, so I can drop like 20 bucks on this game. I'm definitely playing it a lot more than all the other service stuff I was playing. Alright, cool. Okay, let me switch over to BlueStacks so I can show myself opening this stuff. Pinnacle of Combat is awesome. Okay, so let me load up BlueStacks. Yeah, the review keys help tremendously. Because I really don't make much doing this every month. It's a pretty low income channel, so it is nice that I get them. And thanks to you guys for watching like the stuff that I do. It's not just Muso. I appreciate the people that just watch Muso too, but people who watch the other stuff, that really helps me out. I know like people want to donate. They want to donate and stuff, but they can't because they have their own shit to pay for. I don't want people to be donating to me if they can't afford it, but if you just watch my non-Muso stuff, that definitely helps me out a lot too. I know a lot of content creators say that, and I do think it's bullshit that people say that so much, because obviously donations and subs and stuff help the most, but the fact that people watch my stuff consistently, even when I'm not playing Muso, it really helps. I saved a ton of money last month and got a bunch of review keys. I definitely don't make enough to be buying $60 games all the time. It's got to really knock it out of the park. Okay, got a couple tries here. Yeah, consistent viewership is very hard. That's the way you should do it anyway. One of the mistakes people make is like they spend so much money like trying to start a channel. They buy like $2,000 computers and like $200 mics and stuff, and it's like you're not going to make that money back unless you're very lucky. You need to start with nothing. Make what you can with what you have and upgrade if you start making money. I started with nothing. I had like a DVD recorder my friend bought me for like 40 bucks. A bunch of rewritable DVDs and my mom's hand-me-down computer. That's what I started with. Yeah, I really did start with nothing. And that's the way to do it. can't look at stuff and say like, oh, this person's got like a $5,000 computer. I need that to get started. It's like, no, you don't. That's the #1 mistake people make when they try to get into content creation. Do it for fun and do it with what you have. You're not being very smart if you don't do that. There definitely are some people that spend that much and, you know, they have the intention of just making tons of money, and they do it, but the chances of doing that are very slim. You have to balance how much you spend at the start. You can't spend that much money. You know, I don't make that much money off this, but I'm at the point where if I buy a $60 game and I don't like it, I make that money back in a month. So it's not like it's that big of a deal. I make some money back on the game and I just don't play it anymore. You know, it's not like the end of the world. But when you're starting out, you can't make decisions like that. You have to really weigh out, you know, how much stuff is. I mean, there's people that play, like, the most boring stuff, like Grand Theft Auto Online and, like, NBA games. And all they have is the PS4. They don't even have any equipment. And they can still pull a couple thousand viewers. Like, I definitely think people look up a little bit too much towards the big streamers. When, a lot of the shit they do is unattainable. A lot of it is luck, too. Consistency does help, but a lot of it really is luck. And luck's not gonna be, it's gonna be against your favor if you spend too much when you start. I definitely did not invest much into this at the start. I kind of just went with what I had. The fact that it's grown to where it is pretty crazy, especially since I don't really play the flavor of the month stuff. I really only play things I'm interested in. Alright, got a couple chances here, so let's go ahead and try. This is off to a great start. I don't mind though, I like this game. Some of the trash you get in here is useful. Kind of like just trying to save up for whatever the next weapon is. So I've already got my gear pretty maximized in this game. The Beowulf and my Rebellion are pretty optimized. Well, I just legit got nothing, huh? I got 3 chances here, too. I love you, game. You're not gonna give me anything, are you? Yep. That's fine. I really want that damn weapon. It's just like, won't give it to me. Actually, I got a bunch of stuff in here, too. 400k orbs is really good. Doesn't reset for 2 days. This is all I really have left to do in this game, is just finish the story for the 3rd time. But the story's pretty boring in this game. It's very slow-paced. Really padded out. I got the battle pass, and I got the battle pass, and I got the weekly card. That's all I bought. So that's gonna pay for itself, obviously. I might just try to save up for whatever the next update's gonna be. Yeah. You know, I did have fun with Samurai Warriors 5, but it's just such a... It's such a flawed game in so many ways. I just haven't really felt like playing it much more. I really have seen pretty much everything it has to offer. I really enjoy this game. It's kind of game I always wanted. It's just like a character action service game. It keeps getting updated and stuff. My lunch is not here yet, by the way. Yeah, I think modding Samurai Warriors 5 is going to make it a lot better. Can fix a lot of the jank and the bad design decisions. That game definitely has some really stupid stuff about it. Tales games are very hard to get into because they don't fucking port any of them. Tales is the worst JRPG series to get into by far. The accessibility is terrible. You know, you can play like literally every Final Fantasy, mainline Final Fantasy game on Steam right now. All of them are on there. Like you can just buy them during the Steam sale right now for like $60 or whatever, and play the entire series from the start. But with Tales, so many of them are stuck on consoles. It's one thing that they're stuck in Japanese, but they're stuck on consoles too. I've talked about this before, but Tales is legit, like, it's terrible to get into. You have so little access compared to, like, all the other big JRPG series. Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Persona. Those are way easier to get into. Tales is a nightmare. You basically just have to accept that you're gonna have to, like, emulate most of them, which not everybody can do. Oh. Do I want to just max out my character, or do I want to just save all this stuff? I'm thinking about just saving it. My first was Fantasia when it got translated by, what was that? That, translation group? I don't remember. That was my first one that I played. I don't know if you guys heard, but this is getting a PC port with HDR and 120 FPS. I'm very excited for that. This game runs pretty well on BlueStacks. It runs pretty well on my phone too, but the problem is when I record this from my phone, the sound doesn't work. So it's really all I use BlueStacks for. On the phone, yes, you can. I play it with a controller. Yeah, I'm not doing all this crazy jump cancel shit with the touchscreen. No thanks. Oh. Food's taking forever to get here. I'm starving. Yes, that's what I'm doing right now. Beautiful. Damn, that damage is, well, enemies have reduced health in here, but I still do pretty good damage overall. Get bodied. Kinda just trying to, like, stockpile materials right now for whenever I get my next legendary. Can just max it out right away. The legendary Beowulf's only around for a couple more days. I've been trying to get it, but the game's been gatekeeping me pretty hard. Next legendary is in 5 days. What does it being legendary do? It has unique affixes and it gives you a new move. That's what this is. If I get the legendary, I get this move unlocked for everything in that family of weapons. So they're a pretty big deal. This one you could go without. I mean, I've used this move before in the last beta. It's nice to have. I don't know how much damage it does, but utility-wise, it's not really that great. But these have way more stats than the epic ones, so if you really like that weapon class, even if the move's not that useful. There's some moves that have a lot of utility, so it's really great, really nice to have them. The Ebony and Ivory, the legendary one, this one, that looks crazy for utility. You could jump cancel it too, apparently. I've been trying to get this one as well, but game said no. SMG for Lady looks pretty cool too. That move looks awesome. Probably JC that too. Oh, nice crowd control on that one. Alright, well, I've done pretty much everything on here for now. That actually was a pretty good value. I'm going to get a lot more chances to get that Beowulf the next 5 days, because I bought the Battle Pass, and I bought the weekly card. So, I'll get a couple more chances. We'll see. I've been playing, that's like the only service game I've really been playing, so I don't mind dropping some cash on it. There's nothing else I really want this Steam sale at all. Kinda already have all the good stuff, so made sense to drop some cash on that. Oh. Still waiting for my food. I'm gonna devour that shit hard. I'm pretty damn hungry. Really hungry. Oh. Oh, I can't restart it? That sucks. It's like it was off to a really bad start. What do we got here? Imminent Rapture, Divine Construction. I'm just gonna play regular. I just feel like relaxing. Not getting pissed off. Give me double jump. By the time I finish a run of this, my food should be here, so this is, the runs of this are like 20 minutes. No double jump. Here to have a good time, game. Give me what I desire. Dracopen chest. I probably could have just taken that, but I'm in it to win it. There we go. Still got one reroll too, which is nice. Try to get the air dash too. Yeah. I put that because I'm getting paid by my neighbor today too. It's the first is double payday for me. I get paid from Patreon and then my neighbor pays me. I ordered some Five Guys. I'm waiting for it to come right now. As soon as it does, I'm gonna sign off. Ah, that's trash. I'll take the core points. Core points, 1 health is not really that much. I'm gonna take the core points. I get a build going here. Give me Grandmaster. Yes! Oh yeah. Five Guys is not overrated. It's really good fast food. It really is. It legit is good fast food. It's just expensive, so people complain about the price, but you get what you pay for. You actually get a pretty good amount of food for it too, because they give you like more fries than you can eat. So I think it balances itself out pretty well. I mean, if you're looking to eat on the cheap, it's a terrible place to go, but you want like legit good fast food that's actually filling and pretty good, it's worth the price. even really fast food when you think about it, because it takes them a long time to make your order. If you go there in person, they don't give you stuff that's been out for like 10 months, like a lot of the other places do. They actually make it to order. And the fries are amazing. The fries are the best part, and they give you a lot of them. Oh, what the hell is this, man? Didn't give me the... Didn't give me the good... Oh, never mind, I got him. Alright. That boss is like Snake. If you make him collide into himself, he just dies. But in that room, it's a little bit harder to get him to collide into himself. Ooh, Drake a Pent. Nice. Very good thing to have on this character. What do we got here? That's trash. Not taking that. Very rarely get good stuff from those. Doesn't really synergize well with this character, so I just don't take it. Hello. Just doing a 30xx run before my food comes. Trash! Trash! That's some bad drops right there. That was a good climb. Very clean. Performed pretty well there. A little low on health though, so I hope there's something good in here. Thorned Hull is good. I don't really need any more core points. I'm gonna save the rest of this. Hope I can get something good on the next level. What's the lab got? That's almost worth taking. Almost. You know what? Let's try it. Can't use powers anymore. But I got some damage, and damage with this item is really good. So it already stacks a ton of damage. Oh, my food's on the way. Good. Alright, so as soon as I finish this run, it should be here. There's 3 more levels left. Let's go to, I guess it doesn't matter where I go, because I can't use powers. Level choice doesn't really matter anymore. Yep, 2 weeks! Comes out on the 15th. Ooh, speed, hell yes. It's always good to see movement speed. Can do a lot of skips with movement speed. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna salvage that actually, because I need the health. You take a lot of damage, collateral damage with this weapon. More health, good. It's only $8. It's $8. Should be able to afford it. I might do a giveaway for it. We'll see. Have to see how things go with me. I'm gonna take that against my better judgment. Actually, that was actually a pretty wise call over movement speed. You definitely need a lot of health with this weapon because you're so close to everything's hurt box. trying to avoid what happens with a lot of other games, where the DLC costs more than the actual game. I'm trying to avoid that. You know how Dragon Ball Fighters is like on sale for like $6 now? It's like the price of a Happy Meal, but it still has like $60 of DLC. I'm trying to avoid that. Like the DLC is going to be half the price of the game on sale, so that's actually a really good deal. You could get everything for under $25, which for a game like that, you know, it's not a grindy game or anything, but if you like beat 'em ups, there's a lot to offer there. That's actually a really good deal. I definitely get pretty turned off when I look at a game on sale and like the base game is like nothing, but then the DLC is like $60. I usually just don't buy it, so it's cool that they're trying to like avoid that. There definitely are a lot of games that have that kind of sales practice. It's like you get the base game, but like all the good stuff's in the DLC. And you're gonna end up paying the price of a full game anyway. Alright, can I finish this next level before my food comes? It's a race against time. Pretty sure I can. I have a lot of mobility right now. Don't want that. A lot of mobility and damage. I have the physical release too. I haven't opened it yet. I was gonna open it when the DLC comes out. No, my food's here. The food's here, so I'll finish this run. And I'm gonna immediately sign off because I'm fucking starving. Very hungry. Let's get through this fast. GG! I play better when I'm hungry. I've got the hunger buff. The hunger buff. 20 minutes, not bad. That was a good seed. Alright, I'll see you guys either before or during my kitty sitting stream. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by.